working. Hopefully, we have no way to tell for sure for now. Uh, I'm here with Illia
Yep.
Vasilkov. I'm tempting to say that the first time. Did I say it correctly?
Vasilkov.
Vasilkov. And
Yes.
Ilya is a mix and master engineer, a professional mixing and mastering engineer, and he studied in Ukraine at the university for this. We've known each other through, Facebook networking and talking in Facebook groups, and we started chatting. And so I like your work a lot. And what I liked about your work is that it has a characteristic that I love in mixing, which is everything is very thin. Like you can hear the small details is very pristine, and the spacing of it and the smoothness of it is very rare to find that. The mix are well glued together. They sound very clean and very smooth. So when people asked how do I get my mixes clean and smooth, my sound sounding smooth, I immediately thought of you. And
Much
today,
appreciated.
what?
I said much appreciated.
Yeah, yeah, really, really nice. I've been browsing mixing and mastering engineers online for 15 years. The
Okay.
classical web page with before and after my touch, my professional touch, and very rarely I said yeah, and that's what made me. Yeah. Also, I know you do something quite unique with your mixing and mastering because we were talking about it. It's that you provide kind of coaching and feedback with the songs.
Yes.
Can you tell us
Yes,
a
I
little
believe.
bit about it?
Yes, I believe that this. Well, actually, this is the part of my personal philosophy, my personal approach of working with artists. The reason is pretty much simple and straightforward. Creating perfect mix, perfect sound, perfect song is about collaboration, co-working with artists, and the better artist knows how to do that. His job, he actually helps me do my job better. If I deal with poorly prepared material, poorly arranged, poorly produced, whatever you see what I mean.
Yeah.
Uh, Unfortunately, I'm not a wizard to transform that not proper material into like shining perfect audio product. So if I like coach kind of coach explain the artist what's wrong with his work. By the way, I did just the same task just this morning for new artists who reached me out from my website because he created a fantastic sound and did several very major mistakes that prevent him from getting that sound
Hmm.
perfect, good.
Hmm.
Right from technical perspective, from like how do I say it? Well, no, the musically the best
The
it can be.
best it
So
can be. Yeah.
yes, because um, the mistakes were pretty much basic, but they were crucial. So I did my best today to explain step by step what they did wrong and how can he achieve the best material that will eventually will be transformed in the
So
perfect
it's like
product.
before sending the song to you for mastering, right? You're talking before when
Well,
in the mixing phase.
before mixing, mashing, of course, as well, because let me like mention that since we're talking today about mastering, I believe anyone who browse this topic on internet can find easily that co-working communication with mastering engineer. It's not like, oh, take my file and give me sound like the best it possibly can. No, it's about communication. This is why most of mix engineers love and tend to have like mass engineers that they like to work with because For instance, you are engineer, you're mix engineer, I'm master engineer. You send me the file because you spend, I don't know, several hours working on that song. Of course, you might lose some tiny details because you already spent way too much time with this song. Your hearing, your ears aren't fresh from that moment. So I'm getting that file, and first thing that I do, I'm just listening to it. I don't try to fix it, to alter somehow, apply whatever. Actually, I'm listening to it and say, "Oh, Renzo, there's some tiny thing that is better to fix on mixing stage rather than I will try to master the track somehow, and I will fix at some level that issue, that maybe tiny issue most likely, but eventually I will ruin some other things. So
Hmm.
we start with communication. So since I already mentioned that, I think it's worth of like expand this topic a
Yes,
bit.
please.
Yeah,
Yeah.
obviously. So for some reason nowadays there's pretty much often people tend to think of messaging like some magic process when message engineer grabs the file and starts messing with I don't know, any process and EQ saturation, whatever. No, it's not.
Hmm.
The first and foremost goal of mastering is to give the song to a guy to a well-trained guy who know the stuff, who know what should he hear, what issues might be in the song, and what shouldn't be there. So his first goal is just to listen and check with absolutely fresh ears for you. Didn't you do any like any mistakes, maybe you you're just a human. You can you tired. You spend lots of time with that song. If you producer and mix engineer, then you spend even more time. So when it comes to the very final stage of preparation of the song to get it released, you spend that much time with all of the details. You get used to them. You just human. You can miss that things, and instead of trying to do some, I don't know, magic with just stereo file where all of the drums, bass, whatever, with different dynamics, different color, tones, and stuff. Instead of trying to fix that, if there are issues, I will reach you out. Man, please fix that thing in your mix, because if you fix that on the mixing stage, then I will do final polish, and together you and me will get the very best result.
So you're saying, instead of, if I heard you correctly, instead of being a mixing engineer and spending lots of time on the song by yourself, and when you do it you get accustomed to mistakes, to things that are clearly not taste wise, they are mistakes, but you don't hear it anymore, you make mistakes and you spend a lot of time, when you could instead communicate with the mastering engineer and say, what do you think about this, and they will spot it immediately. That's what you were trying to tell me.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, that's a very wise thing. Yeah. Yeah, and it's the importance of feedback, right? The importance of feedback,
That's,
of working.
that's the nature of our hero. We get in even there's something wrong. We just because we spend that much time with hearing this stuff, those mistakes, most likely they are tiny ones, but we getting used. So we accept them. Oh, that's okay. Nothing wrong happens there. Just because we already heard this this song, I don't know, 100 times.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
That's the nature of humans hearing. That's it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's incredible. Sometimes I'm working like this now. I'm experimenting with a concept called front loading, where you do lots of songs and then you release them with a regular schedule. Okay,
Mhm.
because of the nature of algorithms online, because how YouTube works, and because you don't want to disappear for too long. And
Yeah.
so it's really comfortable to, and also you have, I call it the joy of front loading. You can focus on one thing, it's music production or whatever it is, and or writing blog articles, or writing a book. You are completely on the thing, you're
Mhm.
focused, which is very good for creation, and then you start marketing. And but I added an extra step to this, and I've tried to, I composed everything at once, and I
Mhm.
gave it the rough mix, trying to get as close as possible to the end of the song, but it was very fast pace. And
Mhm.
then I'm going back from the start and doing the final mix, and then I will do all of them and then the mastering. And doing this, you have long time of rest between the first
Yes.
song and the last
Yes.
one. Also, you improve your skills, and when you repass on them, you are kind of modeling them to be similar to each other. They start sounding more, coherent in style. But it's incredible, to corroborate what you were saying, it's incredible how those mistakes can completely, you lose them. Like the snare
Yep.
is way too high, and then you're like, how could I leave that
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
that high?
You're surprised. You actually surprised. How can you miss that those things?
It's
Because you get
incredible.
yes, but it happens every single time.
Yeah, it's one of those things where you put your hand in the cold water, then you put it
Hmm.
in, in another
Exactly.
thing, and you have different sensation depending on
Yes.
how it was before. Yeah. Also, I want to stress how important it is to take breaks and not to stay. This, a lot of beginners are watching this, and when you're a beginner, you don't listen to this stuff. You want the technical sauce, you want the technical stuff. Tell me what to do, how to do it in the fastest way possible. But one of the fastest way is to rest your ears, like doing 25 minutes and then five breaks,
Yes.
because they will get tired, and you will
It
lose
is good
every
for
reference.
their health. It is absolutely a must for their health because obviously our hearing is very sensitive. It gets tired and eventually damaged very easily. I heard so many stories about producers, musicians, engineers, and etc. Who cannot do their work anymore because they've been doing it for many years, for decades, and I don't know what was wrong in that process, but eventually they got their hearing damaged. And actually, I got connected on Facebook with several such persons who said, "Hey, I cannot do that anymore. I cannot judge if my mix is good because I have had this issue. I have tinnitus and stuff, and I need a person who still can do that."
And
So
yeah, that's scary because you invest so much,
absolutely,
so many years, and then you
yeah.
lose an ability. It's scary. How do you do it? How do you protect your ears? What kind of rituals?
Well, no fancy rules actually. The very first, the most important one we actually mentioned several times. Take breaks. Don't spend a whole day mixing a song. Well, that's pretty much obvious. If you beginner, if you only studying this mystical skill like mixing and mastering, you obviously you don't know actually you don't know what you're doing actually. You're seeking for okay, what if I grab this at you, what is going to give me, yeah. Okay, it doesn't work for some reason, let's try another one. Okay, maybe it's better or maybe it's not, so you're looking for what is wrong, right, and what is wrong. And eventually you spending lots of time with project that can take maybe couple hours, and you spend a whole day, maybe a week. Of course, you cannot avoid it if you beginner. But anyway, you said that right. Take breaks. Like
Hmm.
you spend hour, maybe two hours max, and take a break. Give rest to your ears, because if you continue struggle with mix, you already lost the freshness of the sides of the process. You eventually you doing the same mistake every single time. Maybe you're doing even worse ones. So
Also, it becomes easy when you you discover it becomes easier because you take a break, 5 minutes, you go do something else, you come back, and it's
Go
clear
outside.
immediately where the error is.
Absolutely. That helps actually. Eventually, that helps and makes the process easier and faster
It's
and
very
better.
it's very psychological too. We think we are perfect machine, perfectly balanced
No, no, no,
to
no.
judge
We're human.
something. But I discover, I think many people will know this, that when you are working on a lead and you fixate on that lead. This is a a rookie mistake. I think you fixate on that lead, and you fix and you forget. You think you are listening to the whole mix altogether, but you lost perspective, and that lead is way too high. And just 5 minutes, you come back. Oh, that lead is way too high, and you change it.
Go have some coffee. Go outside. Spend time with the girl. Or, I don't know, with the dog.
Yeah.
So let your hearing and brain relax, and eventually you like
Also your
benefit from
eyes. Also look
that.
at something
Whole
very
body.
distant. Yeah, whole body relax. Yeah. And saying this, I think we could start master because people come here for master, and then I end up chatting a lot with people and producing
Oh,
too little.
just okay. If you allow me, just want to
Yeah, yeah.
mention. Oh, come on, yeah.
As
So,
much as you
uh,
want.
yeah, okay. There was a story.
Oh no.
Okay, so back to work with audio. So take breaks, and another very common mistake that is done with so many beginners, and it's easy to avoid this mistake. Don't listen to your while you're working on the song. Don't listen too loud. I know you heard it a million times, but so many people don't do that. Don't work too long. Don't listen too loud because yeah, it's bad for your hearing. Absolutely, that is so much obvious. But when you listen to song very loud, there is such thing. That's another side of human hearing. You fooling yourself. Oh, it's loud, and for our hearing, loud means good,
Yeah,
but it's not.
yeah.
And you fooling yourself when the song is too loud. You cannot hear all of the tiny things because the dynamics, the dynamic range is so again gets so low for you. So it's bashing your hearing, and you can catch those tiny things. So listen to uncomfortable level that is the level that you get used to usually when you listen to music, when you communicate with your friends. So make it comfortable for your body because this is the level which is the best for your hearing to distinguish details, whatever actually. So these are very basic things that are pretty much often not done by beginners, and they eventually struggle with getting the sound good, and they damaging their hearing. That's it.
Yeah, because
So
you're self deluding yourself. Taking
yes,
it from someone who've done it, who've done the mistake. When you put the volume too high, it's always sounding better, more powerful. Especially because you have this perception that when louder is better.
yes.
So every time you're struggling with the mix and you are tempted to move your finger to the volume, it's like trying to make it a little better. It's like, yeah, no, it
No,
sounds
no, no,
better,
no, no.
and then you do it a little bit more and a little bit more, and then you the
Yeah,
you have a
yeah,
ring in your ear. The idea is to I've read somewhere, also talking to other engineer friends. The idea is to keep it at a level which is hearable
yeah,
clearly, but that you can talk with your friend without
yes.
speaking loud. Like you're talking to a normal volume, like we are, and you can hear clearly the music. More or less what we'll do here, right? We're not going to.
More. It's
I
better.
see. Now it's better.
This is mastering heavens right now.
We are Grammy levels.
Yeah,
So, so
Queen.
let's see. We were talking before that we should communicate, and we did it. I sent you this. you asked me for the track and you told me, yeah, I think there are no issues in the mix, which
Yes,
we can
I
master
like
it.
it.
What do you thank you, what do you consider in when judging, you know, a pre-master track?
Uh, okay. Well, though I will try to explain in steps the things that actually happening for me, like in a few seconds when I listen to the song. Actually, with practice, you'll get the skill. You like hit the playback and you hear, oh, there's something wrong with the track. That will come with practice. But actually, because our goal is to teach people, so what I would what I'm checking in steps with the master. Do I like it or not? Okay, then let me see. Oh, I got prepared.
Oh yeah,
So
cool.
the overall tone of the mix, is it raw? Is it? Do you feel it's already polished enough? Well, you know, saturation, tone, lots of things about that. So dynamics. Do you feel the mix is uh, it has good dynamic range? It's squashed. Maybe it's too dynamic, and since that it's not like not well glued together. So this is all about dynamics. Of course, it all depends. Well, these things, of course, are so much subjective, and they depend on the genre. Because if you deal with EDM song, of course, it should be smashed. It should be squashed with almost none of the dynamics, because that's the point of to bashing your hearing, bam, 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 everybody dance.
At least
If
in the chorus and the drop, right? You can
Yeah,
want
yeah,
some dynamics in the
yeah,
verses and things like that.
yes, absolutely right, absolutely right. If you deal with jazz music, which by the way, I mixed jazz song just
Oh,
last
nice.
week. Yeah, yeah, I love. Unfortunately, it's not happened that much I want to, because well, obviously jazz music is not that
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 popular?
often. Well, oh, people gonna hate me if I say that. Oh,
But you
some
like
well,
it. I think it kind of evolved a little bit. It's still alive, but evolved in you know, genres like hip hop, and
mhm,
like he has that kind of spirit, and it's
absolutely.
also the lo-fi pop movement
Hmm.
it's evolving in some artists are evolving in a very jay-z direction, very
Hmm.
jay-z. Will like I dare to make a prediction. I think it will evolve more and more, and we will see a resurgence of the, you know, more classical jazz and polyrhythms and weird stuff and experimenting. So I see kind of a little bit of a resurgence. But yeah, we were talking about the tone. So you are judging the tone and the dynamics, right?
Tone dynamics. So we stopped at the dynamics, which is absolutely different for any particular genre. It's a bit different. Same goes to tone. If we touch that topic of jazz music, well, it tends to be mixed, not that super polished opposites to pop music, which is should be very open, very saturated, very with lots of high end. Jazz music is more soft, more warm. Like it's in good mean, it should be a bit raw. Okay, so it all depends on particular song, on particular idea put in that song, on the vibe, and of course on the genre. More technical stuff, low
Yeah,
end.
a little like if you're going to expand, I'll let you expand. But if you close this one, I would have a question.
Yeah, sure.
About dynamic range. Like when you see this song right now, my song playing, you can see the dynamic range to people that don't know what it is these peaks of volume. So
Mm-hmm.
how it changes. Then you can tell it more correctly than me. Probably you can explain it better. but it's these valleys and mountains, and indicates how high or low the sound is. You will evaluate this, but in this case, this is an ambient track. I'll let you people hear it a little more clearly.
Yes, please.
Yes, it's more or less the same. So I interpret what from what you said, that in this case, like, it's an ambient track, and it shouldn't have too much of a dynamic range, I think, because it will take the listener out. What do you think?
Well,
Or maybe
again,
no, the range. No, yeah. I'm curious. Tell me.
first of all, first and foremost, those things are very subjective, subjective, and yeah, I annotated those peaks that are happening, and again, use your ears. You heard it again a million times, but use your ears. I mean, if it makes you those following later the later pretty much obvious peak, this one, yeah. So if this particular peak makes you feel uncomfortable, like that boom, it makes things too loud, then probably it needs some treatment. But the previous part that you showed, if I'm not mistaken, there's some auto filtering happening. There's that.
Yeah.
There is both. Well, those peaks and dips are result of your sound design, because you applied auto filtering, and of course, eventually those more filtered parts, they will have. They will be not as loud, not as powerful, and yeah, they will be visually they will be like those dips in your track. So, do you have to even them out with peaks? I don't think so, because the point of having that filtering is to bring in dynamics, to bring in motion to your arrangement. And if you so you already get that motion. So eventually, just listen to your track. If you feel that those deeps are like getting lost, and then the peaks are like striking your hearing, and the difference between those parts is way too obvious and kind of uncomfortable, then probably you will have to manage it on that pad track. I would start with exactly the sound that causes those differences, not
Okay.
with master bass.
So it's more
So
of a subjective thing in hearing it, and that's what I do in the mixing phase.
yes,
And it depends. I think it depends on what you want to vehiculate with your song, what kind of emotion or state or use you want to make of the
absolutely.
song.
And it's about understanding why those things happened. Of course, you can easily even out the dynamics, but should you do that or not? I believe for this particular song, you're gonna kill the idea of evolving pulsating pulse.
Yeah,
Uh,
the
pad,
pulsation, like a pulse.
pulsation, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
You're
Okay.
gonna kill it just.
And yeah, in this case, it's like the idea with this kind of music is to have a background noise. You know, brown noise. Some people study with brown noise, and I used it for years. But after years of using it, it becomes boring. And I wanted something that was like brown noise, or something background, but with just a little bit of some musicality, just a little bit. So I guess brown noise will look a little bit like this, maybe a little more smooth out. Yeah, it doesn't. It wouldn't have this kind of range, but that's what I want. But you wouldn't. I wouldn't want here some flat line which is really, really, really soft, and then a big explosion, because it would distract me. So that's where I'm coming from with this song. And I don't know. Okay. You wanted to do the second point.
The second point, which one?
We were talking about the general, the dynamic range and the tone. or that you were checking before going into master?
Okay, okay, I see. So I'm not sure if it's the second point, but the next one, obviously, the low end. So this is one of the things that I'm listening to. If I'm happy with low end, if it's focused, if it's too like maybe too washy, maybe it's too much because having too much sub lows content obviously isn't good because first of all it's absolutely pointless for our hearing because we just don't hear it. Everything below 20 hertz we cannot hear physically. And actually, even young, absolutely healthy person would barely hear something about, in between 20 and maybe 30, 40 hertz. Well, it all depends on the particular person.
Yeah.
Because so and this the second part is absolutely useless for our audio gear because it's not designed for to to play back those frequencies because no point to play back things that will not be heard.
Yeah.
So if I'm checking if there's everything okay with low end because if there's something unnecessary that it eventually will overload the speakers and will still not be audible to me as a human. So what's the point of having those frequencies there? I will better get rid of them and everyone's happy. Oh my goodness, Elijah, you did such a clear master.
Yeah.
Because
also, if you go, correct me if I'm wrong, but you won't be able to hear them. And if you are doing some songs for club music for a festival, and you have those big speakers, it will create mass anyway because those will play it, right?
yeah.
That's what I know. That's what it's been told to me. So what it's usually been done is to cut the bottom
Yes.
20, 30 hertz. But I wanted to ask you, do you do this in mix? Is it better to do it in the mixing phase or in the mastering phase?
Well, my personal approach the mastering itself, it's like final, very gentle kiss.
Okay.
It's so whatever I want to get from my mix from the song, all of, all of the kind of character tone, dynamics, whatever. I I'm trying to get the best of it on mixing stage, but of course, I'm pretty much often doing the very final keys on master bass. Sometimes it's just super gentle EQ, but it should be done exactly on master channel because it's the part of final polishing of the song. Sometimes it's very gentle compression. It's more about gluing compression.
Yeah.
Okay, if I switch on and off it, it will not be. Oh my goodness, what happened? That was awful, and it has become fantastic. No, its work is almost invisible, almost inaudible. But only me as a trained person and another trained person, another mix engineer, another master engineer will hear it, will feel it, because he knows what I meant, what I was applying that process, and because he's skilled enough, he can feel it. Now with it's not about hearing it anymore. It's more about so there is point of applying those very gentle touches.
Yeah.
And this is the best mastering when the mix is polished the best as possibly it can, and me or whoever applied very gentle touch because he heard something from very fresh perspective. Oh, some resonance is too much, maybe a bit too much of low end, just a tiny bit. Maybe some peak I would love to tame just to make things comfortable for mastering limiter. and for audio device that is going to play back that track. And of course, for the person who's going to listen, because we don't want that, like you mentioned actually, we don't want that drastic differences in levels, in particular for ambient music.
Yes.
So all of these decisions are made within the context of particular song, particular vibe, and particular genre, and of course, vision of the artist. Because again, we started with communication, your vision, your references, your approach, what kind of feel you gotta bring into your audience with this.
Yeah, I want to expand a little bit on that. That many people who are beginning, they I did it. I'm guilty of that too. They are looking for some clear guidelines on how to do, how the wave should look like, and standards. And the more you progress in this field, the more you discover how subjective it is, depending on the kind of music that you're making. Some things that are good for a certain kind of music are completely wrong for another kind of music. If you are making lo-fi, you don't want to apply, the hi-fi rules. So there are not set rules. There are. It depends, and it's like a horror movie. Will have some basic lightning rules, but it can be completely different looking than a romance movie, the finishing touch.
Exactly.
And sometimes even in video, when you have a more blurred and less frame per seconds, it will work best for that. But if you want to show like a soap opera, no, not a soap opera, but maybe some kind of movie, that the director choose to use 30 frames per second instead of 60 because it wouldn't feel good. Even if it's better technology, you don't have you have some set rules which are mainly technical stuff, but again, one thing that I think always about is Jimi Hendrix, where everybody was advising not to. This is what I read: not to go with the gain too much because it will distort, and the distortion is something bad, and it should never be done. And the guy went like all the way up to 11, and and that's his sound. And now people go to distort, like there is the distort button, So
this is wrong, but it sounds good.
yeah, if it sounds good, it's much more subjective. So, and said that, what do you what is your process? Where do you start? You have this thing in front of you. There is nothing on the chain. What is your first thing?
So the first stage we actually did this several times. We listened through. Yeah. So I'm not sure the moment what this one peak that you just approaching. Maybe I would. I'm not sure. I would listen it at a higher level to see if I'm comfortable with this. Okay, a bit more, and scroll back a little bit. Yeah, no. This is way too far. Closer to that peak. Right. A bit left and start playing. Well, I don't feel that uncomfortable with it, so maybe I will keep it for a moment. Okay, so
maybe this one.
Maybe this one. Let me see, because some kind of peaks.
It's an high frequency, probably.
Well, I don't feel.
Me neither.
Yeah, maybe I would apply that master bar compression, very gentle compression, and I would set it just. Well, I would make those adjustments for the compressor exactly for those two parts, because maybe for the later one I will apply gentle compression, kind of maybe 1.112, just to control those peaks. But again, it's work. It's not going to be like super duper audible. It's just
Just a
like
little bit. But you said that you would apply this to only this part.
yeah, well, I can apply compression, but the threshold will be set exactly for these two parts, and especially for the later one. Most likely for the rest of the song, the rest of audio will be untouched with that compression because the threshold is pretty much high. And that's okay because the point of the compression is just to control those peaks that look um, a bit loud. And maybe I would apply not stereo compression. I would apply just right channel compression because no point of compress the left channel, which is as you can see is pretty much it's even and steady. We have that very obvious peaks only on the right channel, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, yes. I would
So,
do. Sorry,
so
just a second. Maybe people can see us clearly. Mm. Because Zoom did one of his magics and now he changed the shape of the. Can you see the two webcams are in the lower end? But probably this won't work for. Yeah, see, it changed also in the live. Okay. Yeah, we are very big, but I think maybe it's better. Okay, and yes, everything is okay. So how would you what should I apply? A compressor to the whole track, to the whole track?
Yeah, I believe you can start with compressor, but again, as I mentioned, I would approach the software that allows to compress left and right channel separately. So this might be actually the stock plugin. I know Logic has lots of very good,
There is,
very good.
yeah, the compressors. I like them a lot. Or I would have the compressor for Neutron.
Uh,
I don't know if you
uh,
like it.
Well, I tried Neutron and eventually I'm not using, but that's not the reason for you not to use it.
And let's go with the stock so people will be
Yeah,
more
yeah,
familiar with it.
yes.
So we have a collection here.
By the way, there was some compressor called dual mono. I believe this is
Yes.
the one that we need.
You see, so you apply it only. So this is the different logic as this cool stuff. I don't know which other DAW have it, but this one lets you choose a stereo version or a dual mono. And the dual
Okay, so
mono, you will have the left channel and the right channel. I'm explaining for people you know that know. You can apply a compressor to your left channel and one to the right one, which I read somewhere and I experimented with it, and it's a good way to have a stereo perception, a wider stereo perception, to apply an effect on the right channel, an effect on the left channel. Not necessarily compressors.
So again, whatever I'm saying, it's not like go. That's not like straightforward rules.
Yeah.
Go do because obviously every time I'm working with audio, I'm still experimenting because yeah, I know how it works, I'm still seeking which option is the best for this particular song. So maybe I would try with this dual mono compressor, but maybe it's worth of try just stereo version.
Yeah, make it work. That's the idea, right?
Just to even out the difference between left and right channel. Because if we leave the left channel untouched, the character in that point of mix can be slightly different. Maybe it's not going to work good for us. So maybe we eventually stick with just stereo version, which is going to compress right channel a bit more than the left.
We've noticed a few minutes ago that we have this kind of peak that is a little worrying, and we want to apply compression just to this channel and to smooth it out a little bit. What compression will do, I'm giving away, a lot of things for granted here, because I think people interested in marketing already are familiar with what the lingo we're using, the slang we're using, and technical stuff. But yeah, we are going to smooth with this thing with compression, which does that.
And nothing happens right now, since what I see, because the threshold is pretty much high. Well, you have very pretty lot of headroom in your track, so you have to sorry, pull the threshold lower, because it doesn't reach the peak. The peaks. So compression is happening now. Back up to the start of that peak, because 10 dBs is way too much, absolutely. I would aim like maybe 1-2 dBs max. So you already doing wrong, because you compressing the things that shouldn't be compressed.
The other track?
No. So the point of what we're trying to do is to trim exactly the peak, not the rest of the audio.
Yeah.
At this threshold, minus 20 dB, you compressing the entire track, even the things that no, this is way too much. Back it up to, I don't know, maybe minus 10, and then what I would do, I would loop that part, and
minus 10, something like this.
Maybe I don't know. We'll see it right now. So try to loop this part. So now compression happened. Yeah. No. Now lower. This is it. So I believe this is something. Yeah, around what we need. Now. You can stop right now. The next thing you should consider. You mentioned that several times. We're working on ambient music, and well, it should sound pretty much natural, relaxed. So we don't want to squash things. So the ratio about, I believe it's about 10-1 is way too much. We want to just slightly, yeah, it's 10. So I would aim maybe 2, maybe even less. Well, it all depends on the material. Now back it up like a few seconds. I want to start earlier. I want to hear how it works in the context of the.
So if I'm getting it correctly, what you're doing is to make sure that you don't have any action here, and it starts compressing when it gets here, right?
Okay. Exactly. So
here it's compressing a little bit.
Well,
this one.
Yeah, that's okay. If you eventually feel it's not good, you can automate the on off of the compressor.
Usually I have auto gain off. I don't know what you work with.
No. I don't think that we should enable it.
Okay, so off.
Yeah.
Like
off.
Okay. Yeah.
So now it's off. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Playback. Yeah, I'm pretty much comfortable with it. So again, the point is not to hear that compression is very obvious. When we set the final numbers for compressor, absolutely must the next step, which is absolutely should be done.
Okay.
On off the processing, we're gonna check if it works better with our processing of the lost something when it's applied. So
you tell me when to take it on and off.
Well, you have the project, and you can play back, and anytime you can on off to hear the difference
on the peak, right?
Yeah. like getting a bit louder for some reason.
Yeah, a lot louder. Let's see if we have something weird.
Nothing wrong. You see, we fool ourselves.
Yeah. It seems
So-
like it's louder now than before, right?
Yeah. Oh man, there is makeup gain. Check the makeup gain. It's set on makeup. Make it. No. Left. Yes. This is the reason.
Oh, okay. So
Set it to 0.
Zero makeup. Okay,
Yeah.
let's see.
I can compare. Still louder.
Still louder.
Well, you can pick it up a bit more because I obviously I never used this particular compressor. I'm not sure. So
I have different emulators. Maybe you have one that is more you're familiar with.
No. It's mostly about the interface of the.
We have this. We have
limiter. We don't need limiter.
Yeah.
Of the gain, maybe. Okay. Let's make up minus. I don't know. Maybe 1.5 and 2 dBs. Okay, kind of that. On off. Like some. It brings some like high end, obviously. So maybe if you apply the compression only to right channel, just to one channel, you see quite possible it brings in some slight
gain.
Saturation, and since that it's perceived like a gain change. So
it's weird because it's platinum digital, so that should happen with the vintage ones, I think, but not with the platinum digital. It's weird. Also, yeah.
So again, the difficulties that we experience right now, just because I don't know this particular software, because the best software for you is the one that you know perfectly what it does. If you know that I don't know. This compressor called Platinum Digital brings in some a little bit boost for
sure.
And you know that it does, and you know that it will happen every single time you're using it, and you aim for that. Then go ahead, use it, because you know why you use it. Use these particular
compressors. Yeah. Maybe here in the sidechain there is something, because it's off. It's off, but detection, peak, filter off. It's everything seems off, right? It's also off, so shouldn't affect. And maybe we can try with another compressor.
Yeah. That was actually I was going to try.
No, dual mono. Okay. So.
By the way, very good feature that is built in with Logic, because not all of the DAW has that.
Yeah.
And this is really good feature.
Should I go only to one channel to hear only the right one on the pan? Yeah. Just for now?
Absolutely.
Okay. Let's see. I'm not familiar with this compressor.
Me neither.
So let's see.
So that's okay.
Especially this visual weird stuff with lines. Let's see. More like for the emulators.
It's pretty much comparable to me, at least. But
yeah,
visually it's comparable to. Okay, let's do the same things that we just did. Does it compress actually? Because I'm not sure. I cannot see any gain reduction bar.
No, we're here.
No. I'm talking about this particular software about Neutron, because again, I don't work with this plugin, and I don't know where's the gain reduction bar.
One
I
thing
believe
that
it
one
should be on the right side of the plugin.
one thing that maybe we can do is in this Melda production thing, you have a compressor. Maybe you know this because you suggested me this cool.
Yeah.
Do you know this compressor from them?
Yeah, all right, okay. I know now the plugins and I allow them. So yeah, go ahead. We'll manage it.
Oh, dual mono. Let's see.
Yeah. So there is on the right side of the plugin there is I believe R called just straight off squash the signal and you will see the jumping bar that indicates the compression. Squash it. Where's release tag ratio input? Where is it? Oh my goodness. Oh, threshold. Threshold. Lower. Raw. Lower. No. It's attack. Threshold.
Oh, sorry. It's I didn't get the word in English. Okay.
Threshold.
Yeah. Because I pronounce it threshold. That's why. Okay, I didn't get it.
Down. Pull it all the way down. All the way down. And play back the song. So can you see on the right side of the plugin there is jump and R. This is the gain reduction. So it shows. Now we see exactly what's going on. Okay, back up threshold to regular level to zero. No, it's not zero. Okay, so loop that region.
It's -8 here.
That's okay. Loop that region that we're going to process. Okay, and now gradually lower the threshold to until you notice a really gentle signs of compression on the gain reduction bar. Nothing happening. Oh, here it is. Way too much. We aim to 2 dBs max. Kind of that. Well, the final decision should be done by ear, but you get the point. Oh, no. 5 dBs is way too much. Yeah. So, ratio, well, okay. Release, okay. RMS. Yeah, I'm pretty much happy with it.
Okay.
So, just another thing that we by the way, discussed that I believe it's worth to mention right now. If I'm not mistaken, you would want to click toolbar on the right side. No. Right toolbar.
Sorry, I was just taking off the pen. Can I recap what we did for people to make it a little clearly before going to the next section?
So actually, the concept of what we were doing right now, we want to even out just very obvious fix that happens two times in your particular track, and
so
we consider
this will be this one
and the earlier one.
This one.
I believe so. Maybe yeah. Maybe. So yeah, you're absolutely right. So again, what I'm saying is not like, oh, you should do that. No, at all. What if what I'm saying about talking about what if we try? Will we benefit if we apply this processing? Because again, every single project is so unique that no matter how experienced you are, if your aim to get the very best quality from this project, you still experiment it every single time. Yeah, you know what you're doing. Of course, you know what kind of processing will what result can bring into your song. But you cannot be like absolutely sure. Yeah, I will apply this compression and it will work for good for this one. No, you experiment and
it depends on you on what you want to do. In this case, we saw that it was a little too much. This I will take off the compressor, and you can hear this high hi-hat sound that is coming through, and we just decided to reduce it a little bit through a compressor. That's the solution we used, the go-to.
Yeah.
Okay, and now you would say this is done, right?
Yeah. No, eventually, I believe I will skip this step because, well, when we took a break to discuss things and you play back as I thought maybe just me because I love when music is has dynamics. So my I don't know like my six sense told me no, you better skip it.
Okay.
But
We'll trust it.
no, just your ears and your personal preferences and your vision of music. But we only given a review of available options. This can be done. Sometimes it should be done worth applying, but maybe not in this particular song.
Okay. And what you will check for next? What we'll do next?
The low ends.
Okay.
So these are very obvious things that should be recommended to be done to everyone because they're very basic, very obvious, and pretty much easy to notice. So we can visually notice those peaks. Okay, no need to be super duper engineer with I don't know 2 decades of experience to see those peaks. So maybe it's worth trimming those parts. I cannot hear it, but I can definitely notice them. So we gotta check it. So the next part is low end. Grab some analyzer on because again those sub frequency aren't heard by Aaron. They're felt. They kind of hurt because we can feel that the low end of the song, yeah, it's pretty much solid, maybe solid, maybe it's too much. But we of course we can't rely only on our hearing because we're very limited in frequencies. So this is why we need yes another one. If I'm not mistaken, is freeware plugin is totally recommended.
Yeah, it's a freeware plugin. This one is the pro version, but yeah, which I bought by mistake because I thought it could do spatial things, and I misread the copy, and it was I need the pro one. Then I discovered the free one did that what I needed. So yeah, a little sour every time I open it. So let's see.
I'll be there.
Let's see how we can measure.
It's fantastic. It's totally recommended.
Yeah, it's very good.
So I'm guilty. I'm not using this particular plugin. So my hearing and what I'm seeing isn't like too much connected. So I'll be honest. I checked your song before we started this video. I checked with Fat Filter Pro Q, which I'm using. It's not about like go ahead use it. It's just the software that I'm comfortable with, and that's it. There are so many other very good options. But well, what I'm talking about, I checked the low end with the analyzer that I'm comfortable with. Then I know what it does, and I eventually considered trimming low end. It's not like day and night difference. There will not be that difference, but it's rather about control. I want to make sure that no extra, no excessive frequencies, sub low frequencies, going to audio device that is going to playback. But again, as lots of things in audio, it's optional because I love the warmth of this particular track. So I like the mix. It's very good balanced. It's warm. Yeah, I'm honest. So trimming those sub low frequencies for this particular track is rather optional, and maybe like to make sure that everything is gonna be totally okay. But if I not if I leave them untouched, they will not like make it sound they will not make it sound bad.
Okay. So we would try to do it anyway. I don't mind if we cut a little bit for security. I don't think it will
Yeah,
affect the sound at all.
just for the main purpose.
So one thing that I was thinking to put on top is a little bit of RC20, you know, the plugin, and this comes with a internal EQ. So just in the spirit of minimalism and to use less plugins as possible.
I can't remember its EQ actually because when I'm using this plugin is
Nova.
No. I mean, I'm using it just for different tasks.
See, you have a EQ here. What I could do is to take off the EQ from here and just leave it not working, and then use it. What?
I believe this EQ is too bold. So I never read the manual for this particular plugin, and I'm not sure what's the
we'll take Nova.
Well, I know plugin is not, it's not the solution because I would approach guilty. I can name other alternatives, but I would approach that filter. I'm pretty much sure there are other cues which can do that. But the reason why I would stick with that filter is because it has different steepness for the filtering for the
okay. So Nova, wouldn't Nova do that or not?
I believe not because it has like 12 dBs per octave.
Okay, so we have I think we have the same functionality with the neutron equalizer.
Maybe I'm not using the so you know better.
No, because actually I'm new to this. I've started I bought them like a year ago, and I started using them only very recently, like maybe a month ago. So I didn't explore it, but I've read that they can do that. So what you want to do is to low cut.
It has that option. Fantastic. So there's another option.
Okay, this one here.
Yes.
Okay, what will you check here? What will you do that is different from, let's say, a stock Logic, EQ? Why are they different?
Well, again, I never used Logic, and I know nothing about.
Oh, okay. But yes. let's say, I can open like Nova, and you tell me it doesn't have that, right?
Since from what I remember, it doesn't. But let's check it because I usually use it for different tasks. I believe it doesn't. Okay. Where's the
this one? Maybe?
Oh, silly me. It has so high pass. It's on the left side of the plugin. High pass left. Yeah, and go to the bottom. There is 24 dBs. Slope. Okay, fantastic. It has 12 dBs per octave is pretty much standard slope, which is the most widely used at mixing stage. And I'm not sure if it needs 12 dBs, maybe 24. Well, you see, the thing is, there's not many options to choose from. So 6 and 12 dBs aren't definitely not what we need. Absolutely, they don't want them. So 24, maybe somewhere in between 24 and 72, I would seek there.
So maybe we can do it here.
Yes, okay. Yes, that is why. Okay, click that and let's see what it will.
How do I change it?
Good question.
Every time like this. So let me. Oh.
I believe you can drag those things on. Go back to filter and those blue things. I know how to call them.
This one.
Yeah, this is how it works.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah. This is just the slope. Okay. Let's see if we can. I didn't get what you were talking about. So 48 and 48 and
For the,
yeah,
okay.
it's the same. Like 24, 48. You know, maybe
Yeah.
48.
Yeah. So again, we experimented every time we're looking for the options that are best for personally.
Okay.
Because as I mentioned, I'm happy with the low end of this particular track, but maybe some person wanted to be cleaner, and if we trim those frequencies,
Yeah, let's
well,
see.
yeah.
As we were mentioning, you cannot judge it from Zoom because the audio is coming through Zoom, so it's being compressed. I highly doubt that Zoom will leave 20 hertz hearable because it's not necessary. But
Yeah.
I can try from here.
And another thing was to mention, I wouldn't move. I wouldn't do that bold move. Starting with 35 hertz cuts, I would start with the lower frequency, which is 20.
20.
Okay.
I see.
Well, okay, okay.
Hmm. It changes. There's definitely a change in warmth.
Very slight difference. So now you, as a producer, as an author of this song, you to decide. Do you prefer warmth? Because actually, from what I seen, what I heard in your track, I'm pretty much happy with the low end. And now it's rather about your personal taste. Do you want to keep things warm, or as clear? Because in this particular case, cleaner means a bit thinner
Yeah.
sound.
Let me see. There is this click when I turn it off and on, and it's messing a little bit with my judgment. Do you hear it? The
I believe I missed that, but if you apply the plugin once, and it will apply it from the very beginning until the very end of the song, I'm pretty much sure there shouldn't be that click, because I heard about this issue that Logic has when on off of the software automated. I heard about it like several years ago. I'm not sure if they managed it or it's still there. So this might be the what caused that issue. Hmm. Maybe it's because we have Zoom right now.
yeah, maybe
So
it's very subtle, but there is a difference in warmth.
that's what I'm talking about. The mention is about doing very gentle kiss. It should be like super noticeable difference. So many people get mastering process very wrong because expecting, okay, I'm gonna give this sound. It sounds well, it sounds okay, and after mastering, it's gonna sound fabulous. It's
Yeah,
not gonna happen.
yeah. No, it's mysticism. Yeah. So let's miss.
You can try it on other part of the song. It's not the only
I
part
think
that.
it's okay. I think we can. Oh yeah, because maybe this has a lot of high frequency. This here, yeah, nice call. So let me see. Oh, it definitely changes. Yeah, it changes a lot. Do you think it could be worrisome for some systems to leave those low frequencies?
not sure if I got you right. Where
Like a big speaker or something, very.
well, from I don't think because again, when I checked the things with meters that I got used to, from what I see, what I hear. So yeah, obviously there are some low frequencies in the very very low
Mm,
well sub lows, but the level of the isn't that uh, isn't that high.
mm,
As I mentioned before, the very first thing that I mentioned, we can apply that filtering just to make sure that no issue happens when it's playbacked on bigger system. If you're not sure if you better keep them or remove, well, if you filter them out as pretty much obvious to you, it doesn't cause the change like day and night because the sun remains the same, pretty much warm, just slightly cleaner low end, and if you're not sure if you want
See,
to.
this is why I love this kind of communicate kind of communication where we do music together instead of giving just tips, because we can contextualize, and now we are going into what is really music production, which is problem solving. Right now I have a dilemma. You say, yeah, one would think it doesn't make day and night, but I will introduce a problem. What I looked for in this particular kind of music is that warmth, and I worked a lot. I work a lot to get it, and uh, it's almost a focal point. That deep womb sound. I'm kind of trying to simulate music heard through the womb or through another room.
Mhm.
It makes you more relaxed instead of this high sound. And normally, if it wasn't a song that has that kind of focus, I would just remove it because it's safer. It doesn't make a difference, and I go the safe route because those low frequencies could potentially create some problems on distortion in some systems. But in this case, I'm torn. I'm really torn because that's what I'm looking for. I'm not that picky, but in this case, I think I need to be picky. I go for the general vibe and the general thing. I don't stay too much on these things, but in this case, I think I need to be picky. That's what is tearing me apart right now.
Excuse me, another thing that is totally worth of mention. This particular music most likely will not be played back in club on big audio system. Most likely it will be played back on laptop, headphones, most likely cheap earbuds, headphones, which are tend to not to produce lots of low end. They just physically cannot do that. Again, we started with the concept that this particular mix already has pretty much well-shaped low end that isn't most likely isn't causing any issues on any audio device. But we take into account that this particular music will be played back on very small audio devices like radio, laptop, earbuds, headphones, which are by their nature they don't produce
Yeah, they
that
don't.
powerful. Huh?
You're right. You're perfectly right. And this is fascinating because you have to contextualize where your music is going to go. At the same time, so you almost convinced me, but there is one point that a small percentage, I think, of the people that will listen to this love to put good headphones and love to have those basses and relax. And they have good systems. Like I have kind of a little niche of audiophile people that love the thing. So it might play through those speakers, even if it's not the majority. Maybe it's 10%. You know?
So So the question is,
it can happen that some of my public will have those systems.
but again, they, we started with our judgment with our hearing and with analyzer. Can we see excessive low end? Well, again, I'm not familiar with Span. I'm not working with this particular software and Neutron, but with the years, I got used to using. Sorry, I got used that filter, and all of my judgment done with its analyzer as well. So, based on my personal experience and my personal preferences, my very subjective preferences, I haven't noticed issues with the low end. But I'm not sure about the resolution of Neutron because I never worked with this piece of software.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't know its strong and weak sides.
Let me see.
So again,
let me do a final decision. I think we can leave it on.
Okay.
Yes. Need to be bold. Okay.
Well, you actually cutting off 20 gigahertz, everything below 20 hertz with I believe 48 dB slope. Believe me, it's not the bold solution. Absolutely not bold.
All right.
Everything below 20 hertz you can cut off easily because no audio system going to play back it properly. No person can hear it properly. As I said, even young, absolutely healthy person will not necessarily hear 20, 30, 20, 40
yes.
hertz.
Yes. What I do is kind of feel of vibration. Like unless you isolate the sub, you cannot hear it. But you can feel it. You can feel it vibrate. And okay, so this is done. And you would what would you do? I don't know if you have to go. We said up until 12, so I don't know if you have other things to do. Or you want to continue? I can continue for other 45 minutes. So I have all the time in the world. I don't know. Oh, what happened? I think we just lost the connection with Illia. Let me go on Zoom. Okay, let me ask Illia if he wants to continue. Illia, I think the Zoom crashed. I don't know if you want to continue or if you want to go. I see. Okay, let's continue for 15-20 minutes. Let's go. And other meeting. And then join with computer audio. Let's wait for Illia to join us.
Hello?
Hello. I can hear you. I can see you. I can see you now. Okay. So unfortunately, this thing tend to happen where Zoom crashes in the middle of a session. So let me see if everything is working fine. We have a mirrored image here. Yeah, it should be working fine. Okay, so we were saying we did this low end thing. What would you normally consider next?
Stereo field. Again, I'm pretty much happy with particular mix, but again and again, those things are very subjective and very it depends on particular artist and his vision. So stereo field is worth of chicken. In particular, we want to check the low end because we don't want too much low frequency content in the site because that makes like that makes the sound not as clear to our hearing because human hearing cannot distinguish clearly the position in space for low frequencies. This is why it's totally recommended to at least to trim lows in the side channel.
Yes, below, from 30 to 20, right? You could start at 30.
No, you can go way higher with those.
Yeah.
Well, all depends on the mix. Up to 100 hertz, maybe. Well, I read some people go up to 150 hertz. Well, which is by the way maybe kind of bold solution to me personally.
Yeah.
But it all depends on the mix. So there are no rules. So maybe it's worth of doing that. Anyway, it's not.
We are seeing
It's not
here
about
the zoom between 20 and 30. Zoom's pretty hard, huh? Okay. This correlation meter here going into the red, is it good? Is it a good sign?
Good.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, it's good.
Okay. And when you did after you did the low end, how would you proceed?
Most likely I will stop there.
Okay, so the issues have been, addressed, and now is it a matter of volume?
Well, yeah, I would definitely raise the volume of the topic because this way I will use the full dynamic range of the audio device that's going to play back it. Because you have like, I can't remember, about maybe 10 dBs of headroom, or even 12, maybe more. Because well, I wouldn't recommend keep it there because it's good for mastering tasks, but not good for the final product because we losing lots of dynamic range.
I'm living between 9 and 14 in these mixes, sometimes even minus 17.
Well, that's okay, but for the final product, we
need to take it up. I have ozone elements, which has a imager, a maximizer, an equalizer, and I think that's it. And
that's okay. We will need maximizer because actually we will need maximizer just to raise the volume, and we're going to leave audio untouched in terms of dynamic. So okay, so these are basic, very basic settings. The ceiling, it should be minus 0.5 dBs or minus 1 dB. It depends on the platform that you're going to upload.
Which one? Which setting are you talking about now?
Ceiling.
The ceiling. Okay. The ceiling is so I'm new at mastering.
right, and no. Oh, if I could move your mouse lower, and to the right, right. -2. Can you see the threshold -2?
This
And
one?
the ceiling. No, this is threshold, and the ceiling is. I mean, yes.
Oh, okay, here. Okay. It's very small. Okay.
Oh God.
The
So,
ceiling. Okay.
for instance, for Spotify, ceiling should be -1 dB. So I believe this actually is a good idea to keep -1, no less than or -1 dB for all of the platforms because well there are other things, other benefits of having 1 dB of ceiling.
So this is a limiter.
Yeah, but doesn't work. And our aim here not to make it work. We just want to raise the volume of the track with the limiter. So drag the threshold lower. I don't know, maybe 10 dBs, -12. It should be -12, and check on the very on the most loud part, those peaks that we have there, because they might be trimmed. And we do want it actually.
Okay.
So I believe you can drag maybe no. Maybe 1 dB, but that minus 13.
This one?
Or maybe not. No. Don't touch the ceiling. We're talking about threshold.
Okay. So a little more? Higher? Lower?
No. This way you're reducing the loudness of the track. Well, actually, I think we can go with. Yeah, you see, the peak limiter is happening. You passed that.
So it's that I don't know what I'm doing here, so I have a little bit of difficulty following you. So when I see this, I skip. I haven't studied these limiters at all. I don't know how they work. I know what they do generally, but I haven't studied them. So how does it work? Like what is it doing to the audio? Why is it -13 dB here and -1 dB? This is the ceiling, so it stops the sound at -1, right? It stops the sound from going over -1 dB. But this one, what is it doing?
Well, like in compression and limiting, all of these kind of processors are dynamic ones. So there is such a term like threshold. It sets the level of signal at which the processing starts. So if the signal doesn't reach that level, the processing doesn't happen at all. So no matter we're dealing with compressor or threshold, if we set the threshold above the signal, nothing happens. If we lower the threshold at the level to the level of audio signal or even lower, then the audio that exceeds the level of threshold is being processed with limiter or compressor with those settings that we apply.
Yeah, it sounds like a compressor to me.
Yes, because compressor and limiter are dynamic processors.
Okay.
The compressor set to with ratio set to all the way to the max depends on the particular compressor. Some compressors the maximum ratio has like 100 to 1. It acts actually like a limiter. So the limiter is the compressor that is completely chops off everything above the threshold. But its work is a dynamic one.
Why do you need a threshold? So are you trying to bring some sounds up?
Yes.
Okay. Why do you need to bring them up? Isn't the track already in the dynamic range that we want?
No. You said you left.
It's the -13. Okay, the problem is too low. It's too low. It's too the audio is too low. Yeah, because of the headroom. Okay.
You want to use the full potential of audio devices. If we don't raise the level of the track, we losing we just losing those 20, 30, 13 dBs
Of volume, yeah.
volume, because not all of the devices have amplifiers. So why what's the reason not to use that range that already we have? Why we should it take it
Okay.
off?
Yeah. Okay. So we should aim.
We actually for this particular song we could not use ozone whatever fancy pretty much pricey and complex software. For this particular song, our aim to keep the natural dynamics. So we do want to compress it in any way. We skipped the compressor on the early stage. We definitely not gonna limit it in any way. So our aim to have linear here just to make sure that no peaks exceed that -1 dB. This is the only reason why we doing it. Because actually the limit we don't want to limit at all. So if maybe some very gentle peak reach that threshold, it will be immediately chopped off, and we will still have that Spotify friendly level -1 dB.
Okay.
This is the only reason. So any limiter will work. Any true peak limiter will work for this test. We just want to make sure no any tiny piece of signal exceed that level, because it's not good from technical.
So what we're doing here is, if I understood you correctly, is matching more or less the audio level of the track before the limiter, so
Yes.
it doesn't compress anything, and just putting a seal into it, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And I believe we can bring up the threshold up to -12, because annotize. By the way, playback the track, the loudest part, and you annotize. You can check. Nothing happened. Okay, make it -15, and you'll notice. You see the compression is happening on the top, on the top, on the bottom. Yeah, there are numbers that show exactly how much the gain reduction is applied.
Yes.
So we don't want it. We don't want it. So this is why we rather keep the threshold at -12 dBs. Maximum is -13. I'm not sure. I believe at -13 nothing happened. So we can actually.
We have -3, -4. So
this is the gain reduction. This is, you see, even up to 5 dBs of gain reduction happening. This is way too much in general, and for this particular song, absolutely is not recommended.
What should I do?
Back it up to -12, -13, because 15 is way too bold. And play back it again, yeah. No, don't go lower, no. -13.
13, okay.
You want audio be untouched with any kind of dynamic processing.
Okay. What? So this will be done here?
Yes.
Okay. And here we have this slow and fast. I think it's what is it? An attack?
Well, since the audio actually, you see, there was just once well, slight reduction just happened. Watch the linear, the meter. Sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe. Oh, I know what happens. I know what happens. I believe that's okay. Maybe it happened at the loop point. No, I'm wrong. Okay. Back it up to -12 dBs, and this way we'll be sure that no gain reduction applied, because this one, just 1 dB of loss of volume isn't that fancy, because again, this is ambient music. It should be soft. It should be played on background. So it will never be played back like on very fancy some level.
Okay, and we have then this.
Yes.
That's probably
Okay. Yeah.
just.
So you should be bothered with these settings at all, because again we
are not doing it.
We just did the maximum to make sure that that the signal isn't processed at all. So those like fast or slow attack temperature, it doesn't work. It's not applied to our audio.
Okay. And then what would you look at this generally?
Oh.
Or should we use a metering tool or some kind?
We actually our peaks reaches. Again, I'm not sure. Should I click those numbers, because sometimes you have to click them to reset and to yeah. Now let's watch. So if I'm not mistaken, those are on the top row. Those are peak level, which as you can see, the maximum value is minus 1.10 dBs.
Yes,
which is pretty much okay. If the song is uploaded to Spotify, it will anyway inevitably it will be leveled automatically to their algorithms. So that's okay. And the lower row is RMS, which is loudness. Yeah, loudness. Again, we pretty much close to Spotify. Spotify demands regarding the loudness.
The RMS. What's the RMS for Spotify?
Well, it's metering for loudness. One of the ways of metering loudness.
Yeah, no, I mean for Spotify requests. Yeah, I don't want to go into peak RMS and LUFS because I think it will be too long. So for now, we just keep it and check if.
Minus 14. Ceiling minus 1 dB, and the loudness in LUFS is minus 14 dBs, if I'm not mistaken. For Spotify.
Yeah, minus 14. The LUFS, yes. And I think this is LUFS, right? This one. It's not written. No, this is RMS too.
Well, it's just another metering system for loudness. So this is what the bar they're looking is before the limiter, and the right one bar is after limiter.
Oh, so this is before and after. This is before this. Okay, yeah, probably. And but I have this cool Logic comes with lots of cool stuff, you know. That's why for beginners I think it's cool. It allows you to do mostly anything without. So metering, I have this multimeter, which is really cool. Give us everything we need, I think.
And where's in are those in the last plugins in the chain? Because I cannot see multimeter. So where are they in the chain, in the master chain?
This one is at the end.
It comes after ozone, and the previous one you showed me.
Span.
No. Okay, never mind. So there is LUFS. Yeah.
The compressor and the EQ, yeah, are inverted, but I don't think it matters too much. Okay. Okay, so would this work, or do you need some other tools?
No, actually, we finished because RMS and LUFS are with different metering system, and the numbers can be slightly different, but that's okay because actually we kept the need character. We kept the song dynamically
Correct. Yeah. It is the same as it came, right?
Yes.
And
So
yeah, I think one has more to do with perceived loudness, and the other is actual loudness, right?
mhm.
Okay. So, and right now you would close the song and export it?
Yeah, pretty neat.
Oh, cool. Let me see if yeah, everything is okay. And I know that in mastering you also apply the metadata to the song.
Yes, but again, I'm not sure how to do that. Because you definitely know this stuff in Logic
Yeah,
way better.
yeah. There is a software which is easier, and I don't know too much because I so far I focused on producing a lot. I started mixing a couple of years ago, and for real, and mastering I haven't approached it. Just few videos, so it's not something it's something that I use engineers for. So these are my first times mastering. So offline,
So
real time or
sorry.
offline?
Well, I believe so. From my experience, offline is better because the algorithms are different. No need for normalizing. No need for that.
Certo,
Uh,
yes, sure. And Wave 24-bit, the same as project. Interleaved, I don't know what it is. I have no idea.
uh, I believe interleaved. I think it's about splitting the stereo file into two separate mono files.
All right.
So, uh, so again, I never worked with Logic.
And here dithering. What is
No need
dithering?
for this. No need for this. It's like kind of digital noise that brought into the audio, and it's used for more precise converting to different sample rate. But since we're not going to convert it later, we're going to print in the sample rate that is needed for our platform. No need to apply the dithering.
Great. So for now, I will leave it here and then later export it. I wanted to apply um, an RC20, which is the tape, and many people suggest to put it in the mastering phase because that's what used to be done when you finalize the song, you put it in the tape, and it's the final step. But it goes a little bit against what you said before, which mastering is just the final polishing. What do you think about the tape? You should do.
Oh, these things are very often discussed. Pretty much often they argued a lot.
So it's like when people discuss between which is better, Iron Maiden or Metallica in the 80s, and they would spend
I
hours
know that.
discussing
I know that.
something that has no end to it. Okay.
So again, I personally, it's just me. That's it. I personally, if I approach to having tape on master bus, I would apply it somewhere at the beginning of the work with of the mix, so that it would influence all of my solutions of my decisions straight off. So I would mix with that tape applied. But when the dynamics, when the all of the balance and stuff is already built, when I apply tape, that not necessary, but that might alter things in not pleasant way.
That's a lot. That's how I like to think. It's much better. That's why I do premixes all the time. I cannot judge without putting everything in because I work a lot with modification of sound. I have to know how it will sound, and then in case I will redo it by the beginning. I do a rough mix and then I do a proper mix. And yeah, it's better for me. I'll prefer to put it in the mixing phase, but I wasn't sure.
But again,
It's
there
personal.
is no rule like
Yeah.
go to there is no recommendation like do exactly like I said. No, it doesn't work in music and sound. So sometimes we mentioned that very gentle compression, very up to 1 dB max. So in that case, if you feel that it works for this particular song with the stuff that you know perfectly how it works, then this can be applied. But again, the processor will not be like super noticeable. It will not be. It will be very gentle, very visible.
Yeah. Okay, so we have it. I feel happy. I never done this before. I thought
Me
it
too.
was much more long and strenuous and tedious process. Probably this when you have to adjust and fix stuff. But this time was very pleasant. And so, just to remind people that maybe just arrived, we talked with Illia from EK Mix Master. So it will be the letter EK as written here, mixmaster.com. And it will mix and master your music professionally. As you can see, it's very knowledgeable, and it will also coach you into making it better every step of the way to reach new height in your music production and your audio quality. And if you want more information about him, I will put links in the description. Whether it's YouTube or Twitch, you will find some links. And Ilya, did you have fun? Was it pleasant?
Absolutely.
Did I bore you too much?
Absolutely.
Okay, so
A lot of fun, honestly, man.
very good. We will talk tomorrow for another small and brief session, right? A couple of hours.
Oh, that's no offense.
That's nothing. We were talking about taking breaks and we didn't took any break. That's not quite
time to take a break.
Okay, have a good lunch, man. Thank you for being with us.
Yeah.
Ciao.